everyone, it's been a while. I know I haven't filmed in kind of a long time. When did I last do a video? I don't even know. Look, some of you will know at the beginning of this month, January, I had an ear operation, and I tell you what, that general anaesthetic has killed me. That's why I've not really been around, because I've just needed to sleep this thing off, and the hospital have said it could be up to a month. I'm like, joy of joys. I'm meant to be going skiing the first week in February. I really hope this is gone by then. Anyway, I've been looking around the internet, looking at things that I might want to go and have a look at in the stores, and I have got 10 of the best, the cutest Chanel items, all under £500, and actually quite a few of them are around about the £200 mark, so get ready. Right, the first thing is Chanel's Ballet flats. In my opinion, I've got, well, I've had over the course of time 4 pairs. One pair I sold because they were a bit too small, and I've got a lambskin pair, and then 2, they're different colours but they're the same material. They're made out of like a chainmail. Wow, I found all of those shoes incredibly comfortable to wear, and they last quite a long time as well. £500. I think they might have been £480 when I bought them, because I bought them in the summer. These look really nice. They last a long time. The other 2 pairs that I've got, I bought them in 2016, and I've worn them everywhere. I took them on holiday with me a couple of years ago, and they were my shoes that I walked around the place in. They are that comfortable. Second on the list, this is £285, which for Chanel is really, it's quite good. This is a card holder. The new season stuff that's coming out, by the way, that's just starting to come through now. This is another reason why I wanted to do this video, because I was looking for my own interests, and when I noticed all of the new things coming through, I was like, there's some really nice things here. This is in the Gabrielle style. It's in pink, but it also comes in black and beige, as well as blue. I was someone that a couple of years ago, although I liked the idea of a card holder, I couldn't quite understand why I'd use it, but it's become something that's quite handy, particularly because I would say 2 years ago I started really scaling back the size of the bags that I would use. I used to carry around like massive things, and now I use things that are a lot smaller, and I've figured out I don't need one of those wallets that's like this long and like that thick. I can actually get everything in a card holder. The third item, which really caught my eye, and I really want to go and have a look at this, is this is a card holder, but it's kind of one that's got the flap over the top. I've got a couple that I'm going to show you. One is in my bag that I'm using at the moment. What I'm going to show you is the same, pretty much the same dimensions and the same format. This is the size of a standard card holder, where it doesn't have a flap over the top. You know what I'm talking about. It looks like that first one I showed you. That's the size of it. The only difference is, and the reason why I prefer these slightly more, is because I feel like you get more for your money with these. Even though they are a bit more expensive, you get something that you could keep coins in. Brooches and earrings. If you are into Chanel as a brand, if you can only get 1 or 2 items, and you want to, like for example with me, I do have some designer clothing items, but I don't have a whole wardrobe full of it. I've got a few main pieces, if you like, and then everything else that I've got, I really like Zara, I like Karen Millen, I love Reiss, Marge, Claudie Perlo. They tend to be the places that I buy from. I also buy from Amazon, eBay. I will buy things that have been pre-worn if I feel like I can do something with them. Or even things like this shirt. This, I'm going to link to this below actually, because this has been handmade. But if you want one thing that you can pin on an item and you can really transform it, and if that's your thing, if wearing a logo is your thing, then buying one of the brooches or a pair of earrings is a really good shout, and they're not all as expensive as you think. So this one is £350. It's part of the newer collection as well, so you can go and have a look at that now if you wish. The next thing, I wanted to talk about this because as bracelets go from Chanel, it's kind of not as expensive. When you look at the cuff bracelets, I think I did see one not so long ago that was about £500, but most of all, those Perspex cuffs that are really thick like that, and they've got like a double C on, they're kind of like over £900. And it just seems a bit, I don't know, it just seemed to me, even though yeah, you know, I'd like one, but I don't like it enough to spend that kind of money on it. And also, if you go on Vestiaire Collective, you can get them, they don't hold their money so much, those things. So if I was ever going to get one, I'd get one off there. But this, however, this I saw and I thought, if you're into wanting a bracelet, this is kind of that sort of price point where you're like, yes, costume jewellery, it's still stupid money for costume jewellery, but you know, it's doable. How much is it? £400. It is, these are all faux pearls, by the way. The next thing, and this is something I really want to get, this is a hair clip. It's £495. It caught my eye because it's got the charms on it. I also like that, you know the links? I'll show you. You know how you have like the metal links with the leather running through it? I quite like the look of that. And I saw this, I thought that's quite sweet. This hair clip is another thing that if you are not necessarily into buying a bag and you want to buy smaller items that you can customize an outfit with, then to me this hair clip is in the same sort of bracket category as buying a brooch would be. Number 7, I like this, what do you think? This is a silk bandeau, aka like a twilly scarf, you know, the really thin ones. I've actually got one here. I don't like this colour scarf on this bag, but I've ordered another scarf. It's just like a 99p one that I've got off Etsy and I'm waiting for it to arrive. But you know, these thin scarves that can go on many things. You can have them around your neck, you can customise bags with them. I didn't know that Chanel made these because I've never seen them. For example, you go into Dior and these thin twilly scarves are like out on display. Everyone knows they do them, same with Hermes, but I've never really seen them in Chanel before. This is, what is it? 170, I think. 160, I'm wrong. You can get it in 3 different colours as well. Number 8 on the list, this pink canvas pouch. £320. The size of it's pretty good as well. So this is 9.5 by 15 by 1 centimetre. So it's big enough that you can do something with. With all of the things that I'm showing, by the way, another reason why I've picked them is sometimes with Chanel in particular, you will get something that looks like nothing, that has a huge price tag, and then you'll get something that looks like it's going to be expensive, and actually it's not what you would imagine it to be. I'm going to show you an example. I think 2017, I bought these Chanel earrings, and I showed you them because versus your average Chanel earring, they're quite oversized. And I showed you them and so many of you were like, they're gonna be expensive because they're oversized. The crazy thing is, they weren't. These were about 180, they were just under 200 from what I remember. I mean, we are talking about the end of 2016 and prices have gone up since then. But this is what I'm talking about. With this particular item, this pink pouch, it's one of those things that I think falls into that category with them, where you look at it, if you compare it to this, for example, this circular coin purse here, £650 for this. I mean, I know it's leather, but I've seen it in real life. It is gorgeous, but it's not that big. Whereas this, you could still use, you can still do a lot with it, and it's a more reasonable price. So that's another reason why I've picked these things out. Speaking of the round coin purse, let's talk about that. There are 2 different round coin purses that I've seen at the moment. The first one is the one that I mentioned that's either $650, I think it's $680 actually. Saw that in real life, it's lovely, but I only ever saw the one that was blue and orange, and it was just like a bit of a crazy colour. If I was going to get that, I would get the beige and the black, but you couldn't get that at all. The other one that they had was a lot more simple, and it came in pink, which you can see here. And it also came in an iridescent gold. It may well have come in other colours. This is it. Pretty good size. As I mentioned there, I've got the iridescent gold colour. When I went in, they didn't have the pink. That had sold out. Then for item number 10. This is £270. This is another card holder. If you don't like the classic double C logo, what you can do is you can have a look at the 255, the reissue style, which doesn't have that. It's got this sort of like rectangle lock thing on the front of it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, regards the price of the Chanel card holders. If you're looking at that, which is £270, or the one earlier, which is, how much was that earlier one? £285. If you were to compare those to the price of, I'm going to pick one that I know the price of, which is Yves Saint Laurent. Their card holders are, what am I saying? I don't truly know. I'm going to put the price in here. I feel like they're about £180. I feel like they are. It's not far off. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think very often, I know a lot of you watch because you're into luxury. Some of you are already like well on your way and you're already shopping and buying and stuff like that, but I know a lot of you haven't yet and you're looking to just see what's out there. And I feel that as comparative brands, Yves Saint Laurent and Chanel, I don't know why this is, and let me know in the comments if you know what I'm saying and if you agree. I don't know if it's because it's the price point of their items, but I see Yves Saint Laurent, when it comes to their bags and leather goods, as being beneath Chanel. Does that make sense? For example, the gravitas of the brand. What I'm trying to say is, if you are thinking, I'd like something Chanel, but I've got Yves Saint Laurent money, well, have a look in Chanel, because you know, you're never too sure. And very often they do have things that are in a reasonable price bracket, and I just ask the sales associates. Just tell them what your budget is. The worst they're gonna say is no, get out. I'm sure they won't say that, don't worry. Just ask them. I really hope you've all enjoyed watching this. And to those of you who are new, because I know that I picked up quite a lot of new subscribers over Christmas up until now, I have enjoyed so much talking to you in the comments. I've been talking to quite a few of you recently on the video that I did last week to do with work. And it's just been so nice to meet more like-minded people. I've always said that about this space that we've got here, is that in all of my time on YouTube, I have never had to block anyone. I have never had any problems. I think what really helps is that so many of you who watch are like-minded, in that you are also aspirational, you're working, you're professionals, you are like grown people. Does that make sense? You're like mature, practical people. There's no silliness that ever goes on in the comments. And the amount of times that I see you helping each other out, like someone will write with a life problem, and then somebody, one other of you will write back to that person with like just advice, and it's so nice to see. So to those of you who are new, who I've had the pleasure of talking to already, thank you. I really hope you enjoy it here, and likewise to everyone that's been with me a lot longer. I appreciate you guys for sticking around as well. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.